And we are back today, guys, bringing you another opportunity to learn these 2024 recruits in this cycle. Today, I am joined by Joseph Jonah-Ajonye. I know we just talked about it. I hope I got that right. How
Yeah,
are you doing today?
I'm great.
Hey, so Joseph, I want to start off with just a couple fun questions that I like to ask everybody. And the first one is pineapples on pizza. I haven't asked this one in a while, so it's making a comeback for everybody in the chat. What's your take on pineapples on pizza?
To be honest, it's not that bad actually. I eat them. I like them.
Okay.
That's not
Okay.
a. It's not a bad combo.
So, what's your favorite type of pizza then?
Repeat that.
I said, what's your favorite type of pizza?
Oh, Philly cheesesteak pizza.
Oh, I actually have never heard of that before. I've never heard of that. That's interesting. That's interesting. I like that. It's a different answer.
It's really good.
Um, if you could be any animal, if you could turn into any animal today, what animal would you be?
That's a good question. Maybe a gorilla.
Ooh, we haven't had anybody say that one yet. I've heard eagles. I've heard elephants. I've even heard mammoths, woolly mammoths, but I have not heard a gorilla yet.
Yeah, I'd definitely be a gorilla. It suits me.
Okay, okay, I like it. I like it. So, Joseph, go ahead and tell us a little bit more about yourself. Right? Tell us where you're from. Where do you go to school? And tell us a little bit about your family.
All right. Well, I was born in Nigeria. Lived there for 7 years, and I moved to America 2015. I live in Conroe. It's right next to Houston, 30 minutes away from Houston. I go to Oak Ridge High School, and I live with my mom and my sister. It's just the three of us.
Okay, so being from Nigeria and moving to Oklahoma, that's got to be a big adjustment. What was that like?
Uh, I don't live in Oklahoma. I live in Conroe. It's in East. It's in Texas. So, um, at first I didn't stay in Texas. I stayed in Maryland. I lived there for 2 years, and then I moved to Texas. Really, it wasn't that bad. I just hated the winter because I wasn't used to the cold, and I'm still not used to the cold because the allergies and whatnot. But I'm adapting.
Yeah, listen, it gets cold here, and I believe you got to experience a weird year for Texas. Where I don't know how long you've been in Texas, but a weird couple of years it's been in Texas. They've gotten some really harsh winters down there with some ice storms and some
Yeah,
snow, so it's been a little different down there.
yeah, I'm getting used to it though. Started taking cold showers.
Hey, I hear cold showers, cold baths, those are the best for recovery.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, so it looks like you are becoming a hot commodity on the recruiting trail. You have 25 offers, and you recently just came off of a visit to, and I mean, I'm going to be a little biased here, my Oklahoma Sooners, and I like to think that we're the best, but I want to hear from you. Uh, have you had a visit that's been your favorite visit so far? And what did you think of your weekend here in Norman?
Yeah, I have had a visit. That's my first visit, and it was Oklahoma. It was my most enjoyable. And what I thought about it is like the environment is great, players are great. I really got to connect with them over the weekend. Coach Venables is an amazing head coach. I can see myself playing for him. Like he's just down to earth, real guy. Coach Bates, very relatable. I can see myself being coached and developed by him. And overall, just my time at Norman, I really enjoyed it. I just love the atmosphere and the way the players and the coaches just interact. It's like one big family. That's what I loved about it.
Okay, okay. So I believe that was your first visit to Norman, right? So do you
Yeah,
plan on taking another trip up to Norman at all, whether it's an official or an unofficial?
yeah, I do.
Okay, okay. We'd like to hear that. But looking at some of the other schools, looks like you've gotten to go see what Texas A&M's about. You've got to see Texas a little bit, Houston, SMU. So you kind of got to see some of those Texas schools. What have those visits been like? Have you been on a visit with like any big time prospects there? And did you get to attend any of those games?
No, I didn't get to go to any of the games last season, but I have been on visits with some big time prospects like Justin Williams and Bennett Warren, Frankie Arthur, those guys to Texas and A&M. Those visits were
Okay.
fun. They made it enjoyable, really.
Okay. And so what does that look like from recruit to recruit? Like when you guys go on these visits, like are you guys like building relationships with each other and kind of talking to each other about like, hey, like you should go here, like this is kind of where I'm looking, or like what do those conversations look like amongst recruits when you guys go on these visits?
Yeah, we just talk about like where we could potentially see ourselves going, and like if we have the same interests, we can be potential future teammates. We just talk about we just talk about like the coaching and like the type of players they develop per position. Like for example, if me and Bennett were talking, he's obviously talking about O lineman because he plays O line. I'm talking about D lineman. So we just talk about how many they've developed and like what makes them so great. You know,
Okay. Okay. I
yeah.
like that. I like that. And I'm assuming so it looks like the recruiting databases they have you on the defensive line. Is that what kind of all these schools are kind of projecting that you'll play for them, or are some schools being like, hey, like we might see you be an edge rusher instead of interior? What does that look like on those conversations of what they're telling you that they could potentially see you playing at those destinations?
Most schools see me playing at both. They
Okay.
can see me moved around, but I'm mostly going to play edge in college. But I can
Okay.
be around inside. No,
Hey, you know what? Those edge rushers, they get an opportunity to shine. They're usually the ones kind of getting to those quarterbacks a little bit. So it's not a bad position to be in. It's not a bad position to be in being an edge rusher. So
yeah.
I like that. So out of all of the visits that you've taken so far and all the recruiters that you've met, is there a recruiter that's kind of been the funniest, that's told the best jokes?
Um, Shoot, there's two. There's Coach Bates from Oklahoma, and then
Okay.
there's Pitch from Texas Tech. Those two are definitely the funniest, in my opinion.
Okay. Okay. I like it. And then who has the I'm curious. I'm curious from a recruit point of view, and you don't have to say Oklahoma if it's not true. Who's had the best facilities by far?
Ooh,
I'm curious. I'm curious.
shoot. I'm definitely have to go with A&M
Okay.
because their weight room is amazing. I've yet to see their locker room, but definitely it's A&M. It's A&M. Just from their weight room standpoint. Oklahoma's a
Oh,
second. Though. Like their locker room is amazing. Oklahoma's locker room, it's amazing.
yeah, and Oklahoma, I don't know if you just saw, they passed $175 million budget to build new football facilities. I guess I say football
Yeah,
facilities. They're going to be all sport facilities, but it's going to be right by the football stadium. I think they're going to build two indoor practice fields over there. They're about to do a lot of work over there by the stadium in Lindsay Street. So they're about to have some pretty nice facilities. Thad Turnipseed, the guy who did it for Alabama and Clemson, he's doing them here at Oklahoma now. So something to look forward to.
yeah. Coach Venables told me.
Yeah, that's it's going to be a selling point. So for you, when you're going on these recruiting visits, you're talking to these coaches. What is something that you're looking for? What are your check the boxes things that you're looking for when you're on these recruiting visits to kind of narrow down where you want to go play?
Yeah, so number one is definitely gonna be how the weight room looks because I love to lift. Like if I wasn't a football player, I'd definitely be like a power lifter. I love to lift. So how nice the weight room is, how the coaches and the players are, like how they interact. They're like a family. And then There's one more thing I remember. Yeah, just those two. I don't remember the other one like right now.
So you love lifting. What's the most that you've benched? What's your max?
385.
Okay, okay. Listen, I don't know if you see me. I'm a scrawny kid. I can do about 45 on each side and the bar. So, 385 is impressive to me. What are you able to deadlift and squat?
I don't deadlift. I hate to
Okay.
deadlift. Last time I deadlift was my freshman season, and I got up 500. But I power clean 355. That's what I
Whoo.
power clean.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
I just watched a kid from my high school that I went to here in Edmond, Oklahoma, and he deadlifted 680 pounds. So set the record for state of Oklahoma in the powerlifting. So I was like, "Ooh, that's a lot." So
If I deadlifted, I think I could get up a cool, yeah, probably the same thing or more. Good.
that's impressive. That's impressive. There's no way I could do it. I'm too scrawny for that. I'm not on the muscle building gain and the weightlifting. So, but I do try to go to the gym every once in a great while. But
Yeah.
so, what are some of your biggest motivations to play football?
Ooh. Okay. Number one is definitely gonna be my competitiveness. Like I just want to be the best at everything I do, whether it's football or basketball, air hockey, like just anything really. Who can write the fastest? I'm just very competitive. And then another thing is my family. Like football is just it's kind of like a getaway, you know. Like if I can stay on the track that I'm on right now, I could go really far, potentially make it to the league. And then my mom doesn't have to work so much anymore. So that's one of them.
Hey,
Yeah,
I love that. I love that answer.
yeah, and I just want to like hopefully by the time I'm done playing football, I get to make it to the Hall of Fame, have a couple Super Bowl rings. You know, those are my motivations. I just want to be great, basically,
Hey,
be the best in my position.
I love that. I love that. Got to be great. Got to be great.
Yeah.
So, is there an NFL player that you kind of model your game after or that you look up to?
Yes. No, there's a lot. I think there's five. There's
Okay.
five D linemen. So John Randall, Aaron Donald, Joseph Osai, Miles Garrett, and Nick Bosa. I watch their film the most. That's
Uh,
my game off.
Nick Bosa, he's a freak of nature. So is Aaron Darnold, though. I mean, I see Aaron like I think he did that one year he did that picture with the shirt off for after I think they won the Super Bowl, and I was like,
Yeah, he's
that
freak.
dude, the defensive lineman. I mean, that dude's ripped.
Yeah, he's huge.
Oh yeah, dude. It's the crazy thing was he wasn't even a 5-star or a four. I didn't even think he was a 4-star out of high school, if I remember correctly. I think it was like a 2 or a 3-star. So it's like I don't know. It's just interesting because sometimes like we put so much value on these recruiting rankings, and it's like
Yeah,
all sometimes they mean nothing. Sometimes they mean nothing. So he went and played for Pitt, and look at where he's at now. So, but hey, as we start to wrap this up here, is there a specific time period that you want to have your recruitment wrapped up and kind of have a decision made?
August 1st.
August 1st. Any significance around that date at all? Or is that just, hey, I want to have it done before school?
Shoot, like one day I just looked at myself in the mirror and was like, August 1st. It was just a date that popped up in my head. So August
Okay.
1st.
I love it. I love it. That's right. That's all right. So, is there a specific time that we should be looking out for a top school list at all or anything like that?
In the summer, definitely after I take a couple visits, I'm gonna drop my top three, and
Okay.
then first I'm gonna announce my commitment.
Okay. Okay. All right.
To answer your question from before, like what I look in the school when I go on visits, I also look how they develop D linemen and like how many first rounders they have because that's my goal. your
Okay.
first pick.
Okay.
Yeah,
I like that. I like that. I like that. Looking for development and looking for success. You're looking at both of those. So I like that
yeah,
answer. It's a good one. It's a good one. So, all right. Well, hey, Joseph, I appreciate you coming on. Where can the people find you on social media?
shoot. You can find me on Twitter. I'm gonna put my Instagram on my Twitter so people can follow me on there.
Okay.
Just ask whatever questions. I'm always open. So
All right. All
yeah,
right. Well,
everybody back.
y'all heard it here. I'll drop his Twitter down in the description below. So y'all can go out there and follow him. Jump down in those comments too. Ask him any of the question that you want. I'm sure Joseph will love to
Yeah,
respond to those. All right. Well, hey, Joseph, I appreciate you coming on. If you guys have not already, please go ahead, hit that like and the subscribe button. Let us know what you guys are thinking. I love bringing you guys these 2024 recruit interviews. So drop those questions that you guys want me to ask in the future, and we will make sure to get those up for you. Make sure to hit the notification bell. You don't want to miss any college football content.